Hello and welcome to the Ultimate Wrench Guide. Today we have some really good information. You guys are going to learn something. We're going to show you different wrenches. There's all types of wrenches. Hopefully we introduce to you at least one new wrench. And then we're going to talk about those crazy expensive wrenches, which we don't have, but we'll mention them. So this is a lot of fun. So let me introduce myself. My name is David and I am an AAC Master Tech with my L1. Super proud. Been working on cars for a long time and I know my tools, and let me tell you, there's some you should definitely have. So let's go ahead and get started. Now this is our cart with some very basic, easy to buy, budget friendly wrenches, but let me tell you, they get the job done. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with our basic wrench. Now, as a matter of fact, this is a pretty long one. Typically, a regular wrench size would be about this size. This is a ratchet wrench we'll talk about later, but this is a long wrench. And we're gonna talk first off about the open end and the closed end. That's how people call them, opened end, closed end. But this is your typical wrench, and this is important to know that they come in different lengths. And the reason why is because sometimes if you have too long of a wrench, you just cannot actually get it to move. And we'll talk about that here in a bit, because we have a long wrench and then we have a short wrench. Look at that, also known as a stubby, right? But this guy can definitely do stuff that this guy can't do, and vice versa. So first off, what is up with the different lengths? Well, if you know a little bit about physics, anytime that you have a length, you increase your leverage. Of course, we're talking about fulcrum, we're talking about all that fancy physics, but a longer wrench is going to be easier to undo bolts, and the reason why is you just have longer leverage, which is going to give you more power. So this is your typical wrench you'll find everywhere else, but as you progress through your DIY or mechanic or technician or career, whatever you want to call it, as you progress through life, you will literally see the ratchet wrench, right? And this is my buddy, this is a Harbor Freight wrench, and let me tell you, it hasn't failed me. I think we're all learning that Harbor Freight stuff is pretty darn good. But this ratchet wrench, where the closed end is, right? This is where the closed end is. We have a ratcheting mechanism. And let me tell you, you have to have a ratcheting wrench. And the reason why is because sometimes when you're removing something, you might just be able to move your wrench like this. That's it, guys. That's all. And if you have to do that, take it off, put it back down, and do that, it's gonna take you forever. The beautiful thing about a ratchet wrench is you don't have to do any of that. You could take advantage of tighter spaces and you could remove things by just doing one motion. Ratchet wrenches are absolutely amazing. And the cool thing about certain ratchet wrenches is that they get really, really fancy. And we're gonna show you the next type of ratchet wrench. As you can tell, this ratchet wrench is called a swivel ratchet wrench. And it is just like the name implies, it swivels. And what that allows you to do, it allows you to get to certain spots that you wouldn't be able to if it was with a simple ratchet wrench. So as you see, you start progressing through the wrenches. So whenever you have a job and you have knowledge about these tools, you could actually look at a bolt and be like, all right, I actually need a ratchet wrench. Or, oh no, that's a really weird place. Let me try my swivel ratchet wrench and see if I could do it. Because let me tell you, when you're working on cars or aircrafts or anything, you're gonna run into these tricky situations where you have to loosen a bolt, you can't get a ratchet in there, you have to use a wrench, and having a wrench that could do multiple things and achieve multiple angles is key. Now, as you could tell, we have more wrenches to show you here, and we have a 15. It's just a larger type of ratchet wrench, but they sell ratchet wrenches in all sorts of sizes. Check this out, guys. We got a 19 millimeter ratcheting wrench with a swivel. And let me tell you, if you work long enough on stuff, you will use all of these and you will walk away excited because you actually had the right tool for the right job, or the right job for the right tool. All right, guys, so let me tell you the story about the little wrench that could, right? This guy right here did a job that no other tool could. And I'm gonna give you an example. There was a nut that was facing down, had a bunch of components around it, and the only movement you could do is you had this much space and you had this much angle to move it with, right? This is the only tool that could have done it. That's it, guys. And when you run into situations like that, you're going to be super excited because you were able to use a tool to remove the fastener or the nut or whatever you were doing that got the job done for you. So this is my newest All-Star. It's the Stubby 10 millimeter, but I actually bought the whole set of stubbies, again, from Harbor Freight. It's crazy. And they did the job, and it's amazing. So I would recommend you guys to have your regular wrenches, a ratchet wrench that could swivel, have them in different big sizes that you're going to use, but don't forget about your stubby. Now, a lot of people don't know that not all wrenches are made the same. And the reason why I say that is that there's a particular wrench that sometimes people are confused by. And that's going to be with your flare wrench. Now, this is a flare wrench, and its sole purpose is to remove brake lines. It is literally designed for brake lines, and this is called a flare wrench. And even though it looks like a wrench, like your regular other typical wrench, it is a specialty wrench. And there's a lot of specialty wrenches out there, but I wanted you guys to show that and show you that there's different types of specialty wrenches. But we're going to talk about this design right here because more and more companies are starting to introduce kind of like this pre-design in the wrenches. And that's so you could actually get a hold of the fastener head, of the bolt head, and so you don't strip it, because if you look at your regular wrench, sometimes, you know, that area could get worn down, or it's really not a perfect grip, and this actually new design gives you a stronger grip. Now, talking about these new fancy designs and stuff like that, we're real quickly going to talk about how much wrenches are and the big ones, the big names out there. So the wrenches that I buy are typically like 40 bucks for like a set of 7 or 50 bucks for a set of 8. I think these bad boys right here that are Chrome Vandurian, sounds something from like the Avengers. This bad boy right here, I think I bought the whole set for 50 bucks, and these are nice. And again, the ones from Harbor Freight were like 50 bucks. But there's names like Snap-on that a single wrench could cost like 40 bucks. A whole set could cost you $200 or $300. But guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, unless you're a true professional and you're doing this every day, day in, day out, I have gotten away with Harbor Freight tools, and they've done the job. All right, guys, I hope you learned something. A lot of people don't know, but we have our own ASE Master Tech certification study courses. We actually have our own electrical courses. We have a lot of things to help you guys become better mechanics, either at home or in your career. So make sure you check out our website where we have the list of all our courses. And if you ever need any help with anything, just let us know. We're happy to help. Well, you guys take care, stay safe, and we will talk to you soon.